Hi, Mayor here with more from Mayor. I want to talk to you today about the series of videos on seat tying that I'll be doing. And it's let's start with the goals of this. As with most of the content that I'm going to make on this channel, the goal is to create a deeper connection between you and the mitzvah, right, or mitzvot that we're discussing. So through that, we're going to kind of step into this uh, educational at first, but with a focus on that connection. You want to read these things, learn these things, and think about how they can apply to you. From there, you're going to see that there's already some videos up of how to tie certain seat. I think one important way to connect with this mitzvah is to tie your own seat, whether you do it on all your talit or just on your most special one, your high holiday talit, whatever it may be. When you look at those, when you take those in your hand, and when you look at those seat, the goal here is to feel that close personal connection and reminder of our connection through this mitzvah. So we're going to go over a variety of different tying styles, and I'll put an image on the screen so you can see what to expect. We're going to do all of these, um, and hopefully you'll be able to, by the end of this, know a little bit more about seat, know some of the laws of seat, some of the history of it, um, mins and maxes and things like that, and you'll be able to decide which one of these tying methods is the most meaningful to you. Are you looking for something, straightforward and simple, something minimalist, or are you looking for something very complex and intricate? Um, it's really all up to you, and it's going to be a little bit different for everybody. I realize that different cultures have their different traditions, and it's great, and we should embrace those. So if you're just trying to learn what your culture does, what your particular background does for these, then you'll find it here too, and you can learn how to tie that seat. But if you want to just embrace something on your own and deviate a little bit and do that, if it helps you come closer to the seat and it still meets all those requirements, then I definitely say go for it. So I look forward to making these videos, sharing these videos with you, and I look forward to any comments, thoughts, questions, discussions that arise from this, and I'm open and available to you to have those discussions, to answer those questions to the best of my ability. So let's get started. So I want to add a couple of notes. And the main thing is the techelet, the blue thread that you just see in both the image that I showed and that you'll see in all of the instructional videos. Now, the reason that that's there is primarily, from my standpoint, to show you what you're going to do with the shamash, which is the longer thread that you're going to use to do all the wraps. The techelet, the blue thread, really helps to illustrate this and helps to see in the finished product and as you're going to keep track of everything. It's very helpful in that regard. As for incorporating techelet into your seat, this is something that you should discuss with your rabbi in your community, or a poskim in your community, and come to a conclusion with them, because there's a lot of debate as to whether or not we in this generation should be using techelet, where it came from. There's a lot, and we'll get into some of that in the learning. But ultimately, what I wanted to say is that I'm not, by using the techelet strings in these, it's really just to better facilitate learning, and it's not advocating for wearing them necessarily. Do your own research, work with a rabbi in your community to do that research, and decide if you think it's an appropriate time in the world to incorporate techelet into your seat. The second note, very briefly, is that all the threads that I'm doing these instructional videos with are just hobby store threads, white and blue hobby store threads. When you tie seat, you do need to use halakhically sound, strings. We'll get into that again in the learning a little bit, but just for the purposes of demonstration, you may see that some of these strings are, tied, two pieces tied together to have, half blue and half white, some things like that. It's just hobby string, to help, demonstrate with, um, and it's better that way for me in the production of these videos because I'm not necessarily focusing solely on the execution of the mitzvah in this. I'm thinking about things like video production and things like that. So that's all. I just wanted to add those things in case there were any concerns when you saw the images or if you've seen any of the videos showing how to do this. And I appreciate your consideration of those. And again, we'll jump more into it in the learning. Thanks. Have a great day.